Start. Now see the posterior aspect of the brainstem. So these are midbrain, then pons and then medulla. Okay. Now posterior side of the pons and medulla, there is a diamond shaped fossa. This is the floor of the fourth ventricle. Okay. Now start from the midbrain part. Midbrain part, this part is the midbrain. Posterior aspect of the midbrain, you can find that four swellings. Upper swellings are the superior colliculus and inferior swellings are the inferior colliculus. Okay. Now superior colliculus and inferior colliculus. Superior colliculus connected to the lateral geniculate body through the superior brachium. Inferior colliculus connected to the medial geniculate body by the inferior brachium. Okay. Now you know that lateral geniculate body is engaged in the optic radiation and medial geniculate body auditory radiation. Okay. So these superior colliculus, inferior colliculus, superior brachium, inferior brachium and lateral and medial geniculate body will be there. Okay. Now this is the pons, posterior aspect of the midbrain. Now the pons and medulla, the upper part of the pons, that pons and upper part of the medulla is forming this rhomboid fossa, or this is the floor of the fourth ventricle. Okay. Now suppose here is the junction, and junction is the stria medullaris, that transverse fibers is the stria medullaris. This is the junction of the pons and medulla. At the floor of the fourth ventricle, it is bounded superolaterally by the superior cerebellar peduncle and inferolaterally by the inferior cerebellar peduncle. These are the middle cerebellar peduncle. See the anterior aspect, this is the pons that connected to the cerebellum by that middle cerebellar peduncle. So these are the middle cerebellar peduncle, superior cerebellar peduncle, inferior cerebellar peduncle. This is the lower part of the medulla, and here also posteromedian sulcus, then these two lateral sulcus and again lateral sulcus. So what are the areas here? These are the elevation. This is the gracile tubercle, cuneate tubercle and tuber cinereum. Gracile tubercle, cuneate tubercle, tuber cinereum. Okay, so these are the features of the posterior aspect of the medulla, and that tubercle, within that tubercle there lies the nucleus, corresponding nucleus, and then these are fibers going along these are the fasciculus gracilis, fasciculus cuneatus and then spinal tract of trigeminal nerve. Okay. Now see, this is the floor of the fourth ventricle. In the midline there is a median sulcus, median longitudinal sulcus. Laterally there are two sulcus. These are called the limiting sulcus or sulcus limitans. Okay. And here the two elevations are there in the pons. These are the facial colliculus. That elevation is called facial colliculus. Inside the colliculus there is nucleus, and that is the motor nucleus of the facial nerve. So here inside there is motor nucleus of the facial nerve, and these elevations are the facial colliculus. Now in the lower part, these are vestibular area, and in the lower part there are two trigone. One is hypoglossal trigone above and vagal trigone below. So you can remember VHV, that is vestibular area, hypoglossal trigone and vagal trigone. Okay.